Welcome to this video, which is titled Learning to Embrace Failure. Many of the viewers, young students, might be facing the exam. Now, whatever endeavor we are engaged in, whether facing an exam or taking up a task, always we have a fear of failure. But never we appreciate the benefits of failure and how to take it forward. We can learn nearly as much from an experiment that doesn't work as from one that does. Failure is not something to be avoided, but something to be cultivated in a very positive manner. That's a lesson from science that benefits not only laboratory research, but design, sport, engineering, art, entrepreneurship, and even daily life itself. All creative avenues yield the maximum when failures are embraced. This is not some theoretical statement. I have my own personal experience from which I am making these statements. A great graphic designer will generate a lot of ideas knowing that most of them will be aborted. Great dancer realizes that most of the new moves will not succeed. Same for microbiologists, architects, electrical engineers, sculptors, marathoner, and startup entrepreneurs. What is science after all? But a way to learn from things that do not work rather than just those do. A design methodology for highly fault-tolerant system in which I was involved is to carefully but deliberately press your successful investigation or accomplishment to the point where they break down, crash, or fade away. Failure is not always so noble. In fact, in much of the world today, failure is not embraced as a virtue but a sign of weakness, and often a stigma that prohibits a second chance or a reattempt. If Einstein had taken this attitude, he would not have spent 10 years in trying to discover the general theory of relativity. He came up with many concepts, tested them to their limit, and knowing they will fail to really offer an explanation, he went back to a system of thought which will ultimately provide a simple equation to solve the problem. Children in many parts of the world are taught that failure brings disgrace, and that one should do everything in one's power to succeed without failure. Yet, the rise of the West in many respects is due to the encouragement of tolerating failure. Indeed, many immigrants trained in a failure-intolerant culture may blossom out of stagnancy once more in a failure-tolerant culture. It becomes a matter of failing forward. Science itself is a learning how to better exploit negative results. Most negative results, if not shared, limits the potential of the team to speed up their learning. The team members have to know all failures that take place so that they don't get into the same trap. Often the only way to improve complex system is to prove its limit by forcing it to fail in many ways. Great engineers have respect for breaking things that sometimes surprise non-engineers, just as scientists have patience with failures that often perplexes outsiders. But the habit of embracing negative results is one of the most essential tricks to gain success. Having dealt with design of fault-tolerant systems, especially in process control in my professional career, I can vouch for the statements I have made in this presentation. I would like to conclude this particular presentation with my own personal experience of having developed a fault-tolerant alarm system for nuclear power plant. In this, the rigors of testing to MIL standard means military standards of minus 50 degrees to plus 50 degrees. And also having a mean time between failure which is extremely very small, measured in terms of parts per million. And testing in environments where you generate earthquakes artificially to test whether the system will withstand the particular shocks. All this gave us a very strong base to develop a alarm system with minimal components, which became a great success. Anyhow, I have shared this to tell you that failure is not something to be abhorred. Embrace it and get benefited. Always take every failure with a positive attitude. Thank you for watching and listening.